recording now, ladies and gentlemen. I am recording now. So we are looking at the review for our quiz tomorrow on composite of reflections. This first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the composite of parallel lines. So we're going to go x equals -1. So I had a lot of people when I walked around and looked at their reviews mess this part up. X equals -1 goes right here. It crosses the x-axis, okay? Now these points aren't as sharp. They'll be sharper on your, clearer where they are on your quiz tomorrow, okay? We go over 3, so we go on the other side. 1, 2, 3. We went over 3, 4, 5, so we go over 3, 4, 5. We go over 1, 2, 3, 4, so we go over 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our first reflection. Our next one is x equals 1. So it goes right here, cuts through the x-axis, x equals 1. So I'm counting from the pink line to the blue triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this pink one is my final result. From the original to the pink, what is that? What kind of transformation is it? Translation, guys. It's a translation. I'm skipping the middle one. If I just went from here to here, it's like a slide. Okay? How many units did I go? 4. In which direction?
Right.
Good. So, what would my equation say down here?
It would say
X
plus
4, comma, y. Good. Good. Any questions on this first page before we go to our next?
No questions.
James.
I thought you do it for the same.
Oh, okay. So this is a little bit confusing. We've got some people that remember it's the first triangle reflected, and then you have to reflect from this triangle. And make sure you pay attention to where the lines go. Okay. Let's turn it over and look at the next page. Okay. For this time, we are going to first reflect over y equals -3. So I go down 3 on the y-axis. Again, these points aren't perfectly clear. They're better on the quiz. We go up 1, 2, 3. So we go under it 1, 2, 3. We go 3, 4, 5, 6 above. So we go 6 below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below. Okay. That's our first triangle. Now we're going to go over y equals -1. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are below it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go above it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got to go above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. What transformation took place to get from the original to the pink? Translation. Perfect. How far away is the first one to the pink one? 4. In what direction? Up. So, if it's up, that means my equation should say what? X comma y plus 4. Good. Number 13 is important. I put this on. This is the second packet I put it on, and it was today's warm-up. It's 2 times the second line of reflection minus the first line of reflection equals the translation. Yes?
Is that considered a test or something?
Yes, this will be on the quiz. I've made very, like mentioning it multiple times, this will be on the quiz.
Hold on one second.
If it's not on this quiz, it will be on the test. If it's not on this coming quiz, it'll be on the test. Okay, yes.
So we're taking off your
No, we're taking a quiz tomorrow
Okay.
on this information that's meant to quiz review. Okay. Next page. For when I do a translation across intersecting lines, I don't like graphing it at all. I think it's very confusing. So instead, I use the image formulas. And these, James, are ones that you need to have memorized. First, we're going to go y equals x. Who remembers what the image formula is for that? Instead of x comma y, it becomes y comma x. And then this one, I always get confused with the other one. Y equals 0. Okay? Y equals 0. Remember, it's when y equals 0. So the y stays the same, but the x changes. So negative x, y. Anybody disagree with me? Okay, let's do this. First, we're going to switch them. So we get 3, 2, 6, 6, 7, 3. And then we're going to change the sign of the first one. So it's negative 3, 2, negative 6, 6, negative 7, 3. Okay, if I'm going from the top to the bottom, what's happening? Instead of x comma y, it becomes
Negative y. X.
negative y comma x. I like to do number 17 first because then I have that image formula right there. And right behind Luann and Allie, I can see which one it can be. It's 90 degrees counterclockwise or 270 degrees clockwise. Yes, Allie, did you have a question? Yes.
So for the very bottom one,
Yes.
it would be negative x of the already changed one?
Yes. You're moving from here to here and then from here to here. Okay?
What?
So you change the first numbers to get the second one, and then to get the third one, you change the second one to get the third, not go back to the first.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready for the next page?
Yeah. And you would just graph that?
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to. Graph is there for your purpose. I'm not giving you points for the graph, for the last 2 pages. Okay, the first one we're doing is y equals negative x.
Excuse the bell.
So that's negative y, negative x. And then y equals x is y comma x. Okay, so 1 negative 1 becomes 1 negative 1. Because I'm flipping it and changing the signs. I get 6 negative 3 and 3 negative 6. Now I'm going to take those middle ones and flip them again. So I get negative 1, 1, negative 3, 6, and negative 6, 3. Okay? So to get from the top, x comma y, to go straight to the bottom, what do? What happens? Negative x, negative y. The signs change. So negative x, negative y, I'm going to look behind Luann and Allie. It's going to be on the board tomorrow. What kind of rotation took place?
180 degrees.
A rotation of 180 degrees.
Sorry, answer that.
Any other questions on this before we move on?
Yeah, not at all.
Yes, Allie, you need another second? James, do you have a question?
I thought like 180 would come back to what you said.
That's 360. 360 is, like 180 is I'm facing you, and now my back is to you. That's 180 degrees. 360 is I'm facing you, I turn all the way around,
So a full
and I'm
circle.
facing you again. Yes.
So wait.
Yes, Allie?
So for the bottom one,
Yes.
wouldn't you not have any negative? Or are you
So,
just flipping it?
I'm just flipping it. I'm
So
not
negative
changing the
would be
signs. Those negatives don't mean that the answer has to be negative. It means you change the sign. If there's no negative there, it means the sign stays what it was. Okay. I know, it's like,
Well,
James?
it's just not making sense
I'm
because I
talking
wasn't here for
like
Yeah.
right, the y and the x and part like
These things?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know y equals negative x. Means you flip it and make them negative. This is something you've got to memorize. And y equals x means you just flip it.
Okay.
Okay? So why don't we put those together real quick? The 4 ones that you have to have memorized. y equals x, y equals negative x,
Can't see it.
y equals 0, and x equals 0. Okay, so it goes x comma y 2. When we flip it over y equals x, we get y comma x, right? They flip places. X comma y moves to negative y, negative x, right? Y equals 0. These two are the ones I get mixed up. I go from x comma y to what? They stay the same, but what changes place? Y equals 0, y changes. Right? Because y equals 0, y is always 0, the y changes. X equals 0, the x changes the sign. If you know those four for tomorrow, that's what you got to have memorized. So you'll be good. Yes? Do you have another question, Alan?
So all we gotta do is know that we're in nothing else, or we great.
No, you have to know how to do the whole packet.
So if y or x equals 0, that means the x or the y is going to be negative.
They change signs.
Well, like in that form.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now, guys, but I'm going to put up a couple of practice problems for you guys to work on. Yes, it is word point.